Won't you take me for a ride? I will love the feeling of the wind in my hair while speeding on the highway down by the sea. We go on and on and on.
Come here. Come here. I'll get you. Go. Yeah, cheeky boy. Little koala bear on Isla. Good morning, iFam. Welcome to today's vlog. It's Friday. I thought he was going to say the best day because we don't have school today. I was like, yeah, you do. You've actually got a tutor session at 10 o'clock. But it is Friday and we're all just up and ready. We're waiting for the health visitor to get here to weigh Jace and also do Mila's 6-week check, even though she's 8 weeks old today. Oh my gosh. How did time go so quickly? So she's coming to do her... Feels really chaotic in here today. So she's coming to do Mila's check. I'm so excited for her to be weighed. I'm not really nervous about the check because I know that everything is perfect with Mila, like feeding's going really well. I'm not worried about her weight or anything. I'm just really curious to know how much she weighs. So she's coming at 10. We're all just waiting for her to get here. Are you having some breakfast, Annie? You want me to cut this bagel?
Yes.
Cut the bagel.
Cut the bagel. I will get
Nutter. You what?
I want to sit down on the table.
You can sit down at the table?
Yeah.
Well, that's good because I got your toast already. Yum, 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 yum. Where are you sitting? Come on.
Yes.
Come on, pudding chops.
Next to the towel.
Next to the what?
Towel.
Towel. You want to sit at the towel, Jace?
Yeah.
Little Esme's feeling a little bit nervous today, aren't you?
Yeah.
She's got an assessment with a tutor just to assess like where she's at, and she's really scared. But I've told her even if she got every single question wrong, it's not a big deal. It's the fact that a tutor knows the areas that she needs teaching.
Yes.
And that's what matters, you know?
Yes.
So don't be scared. We'll let you guys know how the session went, but I think you're going to smash it and I think you're going to be amazing. And I don't think you got anything to worry about. But it's okay that you feel nervous.
I'm scared.
Isabel's doing hers right now.
It's up.
Oh, I told you you wouldn't have enough time for toast.
Literally
no,
just
you just
popped
have
up.
it. Just have it. Right, I'm going to take Mila Pops. But before I do, guesses on how much she's going to weigh when the health visitor comes. I said about nine pounds-ish. You said 11 pounds the other day, so don't be changing that now. What are you reckoning?
10, 1.
10-1?
Yeah.
I reckon like 9. What did I say the other day? I said about 9.5. She's a chubster. Look how gorgeous she is, guys. Look at this little chubby face. I better stop calling her chubby. She might get a complexion. She doesn't look too happy right now. So, stop looking so serious. Esme just got off of her assessment lesson. And she said that she was terrified. And then she just suddenly, and I said to her, it's okay if you were nervous. And then she said, yeah, and I don't look in my reflection because I just look so ugly today. And my tutor's probably thinking, ew, I'm sat teaching such an ugly child.
Yeah, because you can see yourself on the camera.
Number one, no tutor would ever think that because no child is ugly. And number two, you are definitely not ugly. Your hair definitely needs washing, but you're not ugly.
I forgot to wash it last night.
Not a girl. Anyway, that aside, how did it go?
Good. And I really like my teacher. She's very, very nice. And when I get a question wrong, she makes me feel
Yeah,
like,
that's what you were nervous about.
She makes me feel better, and that's what I was nervous about. Like I was scared to say no, I don't know that.
Yeah.
Like even in school when I was.
That's what I was going to say. That's where that fear's come from.
Yeah.
And that's why we stopped sending Esme to school. That was one of the reasons.
Sorry.
No, I was just about to say, I'm going to go back to Esme in a minute because you were talking about, that's one of the reasons we actually started homeschooling because Esme didn't feel like she could say, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
And it took so long for me and Chris, and even Isabel actually, Isabel was sat there to say, it's okay if you don't know the question, it's okay to not know. you only know what you've been taught, and it's okay if you don't understand that. But school always made you feel like you were being naughty.
A lot of my teachers, like, if I'd said, like, oh, I don't understand this, they were like, well, I've just gone through it.
Yeah.
Oh, were you listening? And I'm like, yes, I was listening. I don't get it.
Yeah, I just don't
Sometimes
understand.
in school, they don't have time to come round to everyone and go
And
over
that's
it
understandable,
again.
but
you can
sometimes
get,
not
sometimes
best.
but yeah, sorry.
It's understandable, it's just sometimes not best for all children who need things explaining more than once.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, that's why, like, in school I hated putting my hand up to answer a question. Like, I only did it when I was really confident that I know it. Like,
Yeah.
and that made me actually feel good because I knew, like, if I wasn't sure that it was right, even though it was right, but I would think,
You'd question yourself.
yeah, I would think, oh my god, what if it's not right? And then everyone turns around and looks at me and laughs.
Yeah.
Or my teacher goes, were you listening? Or
Yeah, if you get something wrong and your reply is that, and the teacher replies with, we've just gone over this, Esme, why
Yeah,
don't
and then
you
I'm embarrassed.
And then she gets embarrassed, and so it knocks her confidence massively, which is why we started homeschool. Sorry guys, Jace is swinging on my leg and Mila's feeding, and I'm just getting harassed right now. But yeah, that's the reason we started homeschooling, or one of the reasons, because I didn't want Esme to feel like she couldn't, answer questions and be confident in her own learning. That's the point. But her tutors really helping
I got a
as well.
question wrong, and I wasn't even, like, a few times, like, the first time I was like, I got it wrong, but then towards the end, I got a question wrong, and she said, well, that's fine, that's totally fine, and then, like, that made me feel better.
Like, oh, that's
she's
okay.
like, I'm not, like,
You're not stupid.
I'm not stupid that
You're
I
not
don't know it.
stupid just because you don't
Yeah.
know that. Yeah, exactly. That's what we've been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
She's one of those really nice teachers that's just like, okay.
And yes, we're watching The Grinch again. Sorry, Isabel, go
She's
on.
one of those teachers that makes you feel like really comfortable. Like whenever I start my class, she's always like, because sometimes I'm a bit nervous starting the class, and she's always like, don't worry about it. Like go make yourself a coffee, or like
Yeah,
go
she's really
get
relaxed.
comfortable. And
Yeah.
if you get one wrong, she's just like, that's fine. We'll go over it now. We can add that to my list of what we need to go over.
Yeah.
She's just one of the ones that doesn't make you feel like, oh my gosh, I got that wrong. Like, I'm so
Yeah.
like, she's just really chill.
So one of the questions she asked Esme to do today, this is what I was going to say as well, because sometimes what the girls do is they'll panic, like when even though they know the answer,
I do that so
because they're put on the spot, they panic and think they don't know
I
it.
even said once, I hate being put on the spot because I knew it, but I was just like,
Yeah, like when she asked you to draw, to draw like gases, solids and liquids, the particles, and Esme was like froze, but I knew you know that because we'd gone over that this week. Me and Esme had been working on that. So, but you did. First, what did you do? You was like,
I was like, and then she went, it's fine if you don't know. I was like,
no, I do know.
and it's fine, I can do it. And then she told me like how to use like the text things on the screen. And then I drew it all, and I was terrified. I was like, is that right? So you have to like draw exactly what the particles look like in the order that they're kind of like in.
Yeah.
And how like they're attached and stuff. But I got it right.
Structure of them, yeah.
But I got it right, and
Yeah.
then she was like, wow, that's amazing. I didn't expect you to know that, so that's really good.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's really good, Ez. I'm really glad that you had a good one today.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that you're feeling good. Both of you, in fact, because Isabel had one as well.
Yes.
That's amazing.
I was going over a lot of English stuff, and she was saying, because I feel like for English, I'm really good at creative writing, and she said, because I have like a 40-mark question in one of my exams,
Yeah.
and she's like, I think you're going to do really good in that, so
You okay, Jace? Sorry, Izzy.
sorry, that's not something we need to go over a lot. But then she said,
I'll let Isabel take it over. Jace needs to use the loo.
so basically she was just talking about how my creative writing is great and all that stuff's going good and confident in that, and then she was saying pretty much just need a bit more work on like language techniques and structure and like comprehension questions, so that's mainly what I have to focus on.
So the health visitor just left. She came to weigh Jace. I actually can't remember what Jace weighed now. I need to go and have a look in the book. But his weight was right where it should be. And I remember when she came to visit us when I was pregnant, just to like introduce herself. She said back then how impressed she was with Jace's speech. And when she came today, I had like a questionnaire to fill out, and I couldn't remember where I'd put it. And I was like, oh, I need to find it. Give me 2 seconds. I think it's in this cupboard here. And she's like, oh, don't worry. I remember last time I came, we had no concerns whatsoever about Jace's speech and development. In fact, Jace, this is exactly what she said. She said, in fact, Jace is probably the most advanced talking 2.5-year-old I've ever known on any of my visits. And I've been doing this for a lot of years, which I absolutely loved her saying, because I know that Jayce's speech is amazing, but it's so ironic that we've been told on here, and we've had comments and things saying how delayed Jayce's speech is, which always made us laugh. But just to hear it from a professional, I mean, we got loads of professionals messaging us at the time, like midwives and health visitors, but just to hear it like face to face from a professional made me feel so proud of him. And he came in like with his red fire truck and yellow car, and he walked in and said, "Hello, lady," and then she said hello to him and introduced herself, and she said, "What colour are your two cars?" And he looked at her and went, "This one not a car, this one's a red fire engine." She was like, "Wow, well done, and what colour's your other one?" And he said, "Yayo." He says Lello, he says yayo. Yayo, it's got grey wheels. And she was just so impressed with him. She was like, she couldn't believe like how far advanced he was. And she said things, she gave him little tasks to do, like, can you run and jump with 2 legs? And oh, it was just so lovely. So that was great for Jayce's part. And then Mila, she said that she's got such good head control. She's like, she's so strong. And all of my babies have always been super strong with really good head control. And I know, why is the hot tub leaking water? Why is that happening? That's literally just started to pour out of the hot tub. Babe?
Yeah.
Come here. I'm in the kitchen, not the living room.
What?
I'm in the kitchen. Why has the hot tub just started to do that?
What?
Like pour out? Can you see that?
Yeah, I can.
It's literally just started as I was filming.
Take meals.
Take meals. Oh, Mila. Come here. Nice shoes, babe. I think maybe it's just the heat. Maybe the heat just made it like, you know, gather at the top and then it just poured out. Maybe. I don't know. It's coming from the top though. It's coming from the top, not the bottom. So it's not leaking or anything like that. Which is a good thing. Little Mila's just had to have a midday bath because you guys can guess what she did to her sleep suit. Pretty much all looked the colour of the penguin's feet. Oh, come here. Anyway, biggest tip for a newborn, for anybody that's having a baby, a new parent or anything, don't spend a lot of money on sleep suits and pretty nice new clothes. Just buy the most cheapest budget clothes and sleep suits you can find, because...
So you're going to take that your own advice next time we have a baby, yeah?
I mean, Mila's clothes are hardly really expensive ones. I am a bit gutted about the amount of Next sleep suits that I've completely ruined. But I think I'm gonna use them to have like a blanket made. Usually I'd keep them and like...
Oh yeah, for a big yellow stained blanket.
No, because they only cut a tiny little bit off of each one, and obviously you wouldn't cut the bit off that's stained. Anyway, guys, that's my bit of advice. So Mila got weighed today. Everything else was great. I can't remember what I was saying now when I noticed the hot tub was leaking. Head control. Oh yeah, all of my babies have had really good head control, and I'm sure that's to do with none of them would like to be laid down. Do you know, like newborn babies, like when you hold a newborn baby or someone else's newborn baby, you tend to automatically go for the cradle, you know, you cradle them. No, not with my babies. They will not have it. Even now with Mila, even though she's a bit older, and it's the same with all of them. If you try and lay them down in the cradle, they'll just cry, literally. You have to hold them up. They have to be up and looking around. And so I think that contributes to their really good head control. Anyway, she got weighed, and I've said before I've not been worried about her weight gain, but I was curious as to what her weight was going to be. And today she weighs 9.5 pounds. 9.7 £, which puts her on the 9th centile, which is slightly below what she was born on. She was born on the 25th, but when she lost weight and started gaining, like in the first 2 weeks of life, she was on the 9th centile, and so she stayed on that centile, which I'm so happy about. She did measure her length as well, but I don't know if she was just trying to make me feel better, because I was a bit like, you don't think she's small, because I get told all the time how tiny she looks. And she's like, no, I don't think she looks too small. And I was like, that's really good. So that's a good thing. But then when she measured her, she was like, I'm not going to take this measurement because it puts her at 0.4. I don't think she looks small, but that would be under what we'd expect, under average, not what they'd expect, but under average. And I didn't pull her legs too hard because I didn't want to, just in case of a hip problem. So I won't go on that measurement, but make sure you ask when you take her for her injections and the 8-week check, which she's going for on Tuesday. Just make sure they measure her then and do a head circumference. So she might be a little small, but her weight gain and everything is really good. I really want to know what Jace weighed at 8-week-old, and I can't find his red book. Well, it's in the garage, but I was trying to look back on vlogs, and I just watched one from when he was 10 weeks old, and he went, babe, I can't even concentrate with you singing like that. So cute. I looked back on a vlog when he was 10 weeks old and he weighed 10 pound 1. So I guess that's about right. And that's probably where Mila's at, but Mila was a whole pound less than him at birth. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased. But there's no time for sitting around and relaxing today, guys, because we've now got about 10 minutes before we need to set off. She's got a hip appointment today at the hospital. If you guys don't know, she was born with a clicky hip due to being breached for longer than usual in a baby, and it resulted in her having a clicky hip at birth. I've not noticed it at all since she's been born. She's never clicked for me, but the hospital need to scan it just to make sure everything's okay. So I'll take her back, give her a feed, despite the fact that I've had no breakfast still today and it's like 1 a.m, 1 p.m. Yeah, and let you go spend an hour getting ready instead.
Want to get my Rowling out?
No, it's okay.
Just have me instead.
It's okay. I'll just have my darling baby back. All right. What's Daddy doing?
Okay, sweet.
Plonking you. Let's go feedy. Just on our way to little Mrs. Hip appointment. Fingers crossed we can get a parking space, because we didn't leave too much time for running around, did we? She's like, I don't really care, I'm asleep. And yeah, I'm filming this because I want to remember this moment, because it's not very often that she sleeps in the car. Typically we'd park right at the wrong side of hospital that we need to be at. Not on purpose, of course. Chris with his Spider-Man legs running off, and me like the short butt that I am, running behind him trying to keep up. This just reminds me how unhealthy I really am. Unfit, not unhealthy. Probably unhealthy as well, to be honest. You know, we made it just in time, a little one. Woke up just as we got here. She's not going to be happy. Well, she's not happy already. She's not going to be happy now. We got a strip or two a nappy, and the aircon's on in here. It's quite chilly, isn't it? What's that, cheeky one? Oh my gosh, she's so interested in everything. It's so bright and new in here. Hey? Also, loving a Christmas onesie. Well, it's not really Christmas, kind of a winter onesie, right? Hey, cheeky girl. So we just finished up with Mila's hip appointment. I'm actually quite surprised. I didn't expect this at all. But basically, he examined her hips, like, I feel like saying manually. Manual is not the right word. What's the right word? Manual is the right word, right? Don't doubt yourself. Manually. So he did it with his hands, and he said that it felt fine. The hip wasn't popping out or anything like that. The hip was, like, you know, doing what it should be doing. And then they did the scan, and oh my gosh, she screamed. I was so hot and harassing there, bless her. She was not happy. And then he said that basically her left hip, which is the one that was clicking at birth, is shallow. More shallow.
Slightly shallow. It's
More shallow than it's out of the tolerance zone. So shallower than they'd expect, basically, today.
The angle of the joint of the hip to the leg bone, basically.
Yeah, to the angle of the jump, blah, 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 blah. Basically, it needs to be around 6...
Joint, hold up, leg bone, so that's the leg bone. This is the hip, and they sit like that.
Yeah.
So they're like a right angle sort of thing.
They're at a right
angle. The
angle.
angle's usually about 60 degrees.
60, yeah, 60.
Like so 50, Mila's was slightly out of the tolerance zone, so they have to refer, basically.
That's not what I got from that. Okay, so basically I just turned the camera off because I was like, wait, I think you've listened to it wrong, or I have. But when we spoke about it, no, we're both on the same page, and we were both thinking the same thing, but just saying it differently. So basically, the hip, yeah, the angle is the cut-off point is 60 degrees, so 60 degrees is what they'd expect. Her right hip was measuring at 62 degrees, which he said's great, that's fine. But her left hip was measuring at 54 degrees. and like I said, the cut-off's 60 degrees. So it's under
55, and then the second pass it was 54.
Second pass it was 54 degrees.
So, operator 55 degrees. On
Yeah,
that.
but he said they'd go on 54 degrees.
Because we always take the lower value.
Does it matter over a degree?
No,
it was
not really.
54 degrees, and so therefore she's now been referred to Sheffield Children's Hospital to see a specialist, basically.
Which is the standard procedure.
Yeah, which is the standard procedure. So we were all fine with that. We did tell them that we've got a trip coming up, and he said that he'd put it through as an urgent referral, but there's no way that we'd get the referral, it'd all go through in time before we left for the trip. So I said, well, we can cancel or defer the trip, that's no problem. And he said, just give them a call and see what they say, because he's not qualified in this area enough to say whether it needs to be done sooner rather than later. So Chris just gave them a call, Sheffield Children's Hospital, and they do you want to explain what they said rather than me trying to remember
Fine, basically. We wouldn't get a referral within 12 weeks.
They said
anyway,
yeah, basically, long story short, they said that we wouldn't get the referral within 12 weeks anyway. She said that she's never heard of a problem like this come through as an urgent referral, because it's not like an urgent needs doing right now.
No.
She said there's usually a bit of a wait anyway when you do get referred,
and
but
because the
with
hospital's also
COVID,
behind. She said that they've got
they're behind with COVID.
So many clicky hit referrals that they're just swamped.
Yeah.
So they're running behind schedule anyway. So.
Yeah, she said that we wouldn't be seen within 12
don't
weeks.
cancel your trip for it, basically, because it's fine. That's what she said.
Yeah. So that's where we're at. So they're going to do the when their appointment does come up, they're going to do it by telephone rather than thing, just in case we're away when the appointment comes through, which we've agreed with. And because we're not on like a strict schedule or anything, if it comes through sooner rather than 12 weeks, well, we're not going to be away in 12 weeks anyway, but if it comes through a lot sooner and we are away, we can always come home for the appointment. So that's the update basically. Wasn't expecting that at all, but hopefully when she's been seen by a specialist, then we'll feel better about it. I'm always like, oh no, what does that mean? Comment down below if any of you guys have ever had any experience with anything like this. But right now, you wouldn't believe.
Hello, chicken.
Screamed
Hello,
that whole
chicken
thing.
girl.
She's so happy right now.
She's so beautiful. Are you so pretty? Yes, you are. Go on, give me a smile. Go on. Mila, give me a smile. Go on. Ah, okay.
So we got back from the hospital and the girls were very excited that one of their holiday clothing hauls had arrived. So I've just been upstairs for the last hour, no lie, in Isabel's bedroom while they all do me a try on and showed me everything. A few bits had arrived from me, but I've not had a chance to try them on because Mila was being, she was being a bit fussy. My prams arrived. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to set that up. Do you reckon we'll get a chance to do that tonight? we never get a chance to do it any day, so we should do it anyway. Anyway, I'm about to start making dinner. Guys, I've just been getting out some of the ingredients I'm using tonight. Can anybody please tell me how on earth you say this? I've got no idea what this is. I've got no idea. Is it potato? I don't know. Oh, actually, it says perfect with bolognese or carbonara sauce. Is it pasta? I don't know, guys. I really don't know. But I'm on a Ingham Family, one of you guys, a Facebook account for us. It's called Everything Ingham. I say one of you guys' Facebook accounts. It's not one of you guys. It's like a group of women that set up this Facebook a while ago. And there's lots of you guys that chat on there, and I love to be involved in that page too. So I was on there anyway, and there was a thread a while ago about, I can't remember what it was, like one food you can't live without or one food you absolutely love, something like that. And somebody mentioned this thing here. Can't pronounce it, I'm not even going to try. And I was like, what is that? We've never had that before. No idea what it is. And they replied saying, you've got to try it, it's amazing. So I typed it in, and I couldn't ask anybody what it was or what recipes because I genuinely can't pronounce it. And I looked it up online, like typed it in recipes, and it brought one up. So I'm going to make a recipe tonight, a meal tonight, and try it. But I don't even know if it's pasta or potato. I should probably check. No, I'm not going to check. I want it to be a total surprise. How do you pronounce it though, guys? I'm guessing it's Italian, but how is this pronounced? Let me know. By the way, guys, every single time I use this cutter thingy-my-bobbadoo here. I get so many questions asking for the link or which one it is that I use. I literally went on Amazon about a year ago now. I think I've had it about a year, and it seriously changed my life with cooking. Like, that's not an exaggeration. I hated cooking because it took so long to prepare things like peppers, onion. We have onion with quite a lot and peppers with quite a lot of our meals, and it just seemed to take forever to cook those things. Garlic, crushed garlic just didn't work for me. Like, it just all sticks in that crushy thing. And so I was trying to, prior to having this, like dice it with a knife. It smells so strong and it took so long to do. I get to just shove it all in here now, whack it down, and it's done. It takes seconds. It has really made cooking, like, changed everything. All I typed in Amazon, it was about £16, and I typed in Amazon vegetable chopper, something like that, and it brought it up. This is actually full star, but I'm guessing that any in this kind of shape will be the same. It's so quick and easy to use. You get a couple of different ones of these. Let me unlock it. A couple of different ones of these in different sizes, so you can decide like how big you want your vegetables and things cut in. You just lock it in, literally go like that. It's honestly so good and so easy to use.
So got myself into a bit of trouble this morning when I came to edit this video last night and realised that the ending was missing. And I was like, why is that? Why is there no end clip? That's weird. And then I realised that this day, it's because we're filming like in advance, so the video that's going up today is like a week behind. So when we do that, we don't always transfer the memory cards every day. And I was meant to, in this video a week ago, I was meant to end the video by going outside when I was going back out to finish the van and just showing what I'd done in that day. Basically, I just finished the video off like that, and I forgot to do it.
And let me just say, I was only annoyed because whenever Chris has to end the vlog, he always forgets.
Anyway, so then I was meant to do it the next night and be like, oh, I'm sorry guys, I forgot to end it last night, but tonight here's what I'm doing, and I didn't do it. Now it's a week late.
You need to do it for a week.
And then I forgot to do it.
And every single day for a week he said, I promise I'll do it tonight. And now the vlog's about to go live and there's no end to it still.
So I didn't want to put like, I hate when you have to put like at the end. I know most people just put like at the end, but I don't like that. So I wanted to jump in and say, I'm useless. That's why you've got no ending. But I hope you enjoyed this video anyway, and you want to give it a big thumbs up because it was wicked. We're getting really excited here, not going to lie. Some big cool things are happening very, very soon. So stay tuned because it's going to be good, very good. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow at 5. Good night, guys.